What is up, YouTube? We're back with another YouTube video, and we're here with a K1 Communion Legend Lost Sector guide. So as you can see, to find this on your map, you're going to want to go to Destinations, go to the bottom right, and go to the Moon, and then spawn bottom of the Moon in Sanctuary. Now once you spawn here, just go straight to your right, and it's pretty easy to find this Lost Sector compared to other ones. As you can see, just keep following this path. There's really no other way to go but this way. And then once you reach the new area, it'll tell you right here, Anchor of Light. And then you see this little dome-shaped building. Just keep going past it. And once you see like these little purple, I don't know, banners slash... Oh, there's a word for them probably, but I'm just drawing a blank right now. But once you see these buildings, you'll see this right here. If you don't see this banner or the icon on the map, that means you have to complete Lost Sectors normally. So what that means is go over here to this little cave, or not cave, but I don't know, building, and here is the cave, and then work your way through here. And once you reach these steps, it's gonna say K1 Communion, and it'll say Lost Sector discovered if it's your first time. Keep going through, kill all the enemies, loot the chest at the end, kill the boss at the end, and you'll unlock Legend and Master Lost Sectors for this Lost Sector. And then, I don't know what just happened there, it just kicked me out or whatever, it just like reset the instance. But we're gonna work our way back over here so we can go to the modifiers. So you can see here we have for K1 Communion, our modifiers for Legend difficulty are Shielded Foes. You'll face combatants with Solar and Void Shields, Locked Loadout and Extra Shields, Equipment Locked, Limited Revives, Barrier and Overload Champions. We have Solar Threat, 25% increase to incoming solar damage. We have Iraq No, when defeated, Fallen Vandals spawn a web mine at their feet. Then we have, just give me a minute, Overcharged Weapons. Weapon overcharges from the seasonal artifact are active in this activity. Kinetic weapons do increased damage when your subclass element matches an active Surge. Arc Surge and Strand Surge, so this is a 25 bonus to outgoing Strand and Arc damage. And then Overcharged Linear Fusion Rifle, which is a 25% bonus to Linear Fusion Rifle damage. If completed, Solo Exotic Leg Armor is rare. Enhancement cores are uncommon, and recommended power is 1830, but 1815 and above you should be fine. So now that we've gone over our modifiers and everything, we're going to go to the build, and then we'll get into the gameplay. So here's the build. Now, you'll notice that I'm running Void subclass. Now, right off the bat, you know, usually when I make these videos, I try to make it as easy and as, you know, painless for whether you're a new player or returning player or someone who already knows how to play the game. I just try to make a build slash loadout that you can easily use to, you know, get you through the Lost Sector and stuff like that. Now, granted, when I do that, 99% of the time, I'm following whatever the surge is. That way you're doing extra damage. For example, like I just listed earlier, we have Arc and Strand Surge. So any Arc and Strand weapons, abilities, whatever is going to do increased damage. So you're probably like, why are you running Void? There's no damage boost, this and that. That's the thing. So when I made, I had an Arc build that I used to run it. I didn't really like the outcome of it. It took like something, I think I was like on the 13-minute mark or something. So I decided not to use it in the video, and then I did a Strand build, and that I think was around the same time period, and I was like, you know what, let me try running with Void just to see how it would be. And obviously I got the time cut down to 10 minutes, so that's not bad. But again, if you're on Titan and Warlock, I feel like you can definitely have better Arc slash Strand builds on those characters. I feel like on Hunter you can also do that, but Arc and Strand just really aren't my cup of tea when it comes to playing as a Hunter. Don't get me wrong, you can look up Arc Hunter builds and Strand Hunter builds, and you'll probably find some good ones. But in my opinion, running Void for this Lost Sector just makes it a whole lot easier. So that's why I have Void. So we're running Shadow Shot, Mobius Quiver, Marksman Dodge, Triple Jump, Snare Bomb, Vortex Grenade, Vanishing Step with Stylus Executioner. Then for fragments, we have Echo of Explosion, Echo of Remnants, Echo of Undermining, and Echo of Reprisal. Then when it comes to my weapon here, I'm running a Strand auto rifle because of the Strand burn. That way it's doing more damage. And for barrier auto rifle, and I get this is like a seasonal weapon, and some people they don't want to buy the seasonal stuff. Again, that's completely fine. I'm not gonna fault you for that. The way the game has been going, I can completely understand why people wouldn't want to, pay for seasonal content and stuff like that. So, in my case, that's what I'm using. Now, if you want, you can just run a kinetic auto rifle. You can use a regular auto rifle, anyone you want. But in my case, I just ran this because, again, there's a burn. You can take advantage of the overcharged weapons, as it says. If you run something like Strand subclass, then your kinetic weapons will do increased damage. But obviously, that's not something I'm going to do. So I'm going to recommend Strand auto rifle. But again, if you don't have this, it's not a requirement. You can just use a regular kinetic auto rifle. So that's what I got there. Secondary, Le Monarch, and this is mainly for Overload champions. They're, in my opinion, one of the most annoying champions to deal with, and Le Monarch does a great job of making it very easy to deal with them. And then for my heavy, Circular Logic, just because it is a Strand burn, and machine guns can carry a lot of ammo, and I think it's very useful to have Hatchling on it. And again, if you're not, let's say you don't have Lightfall or whatever, but I think this could drop from the open world in Lightfall, I'm not sure. But if not, if you have like an arc heavy, something like the Swarm or whatever, you can use that because it has that little arc damage buff, but I highly recommend just using a Strand machine gun like Circular Logic. But moving on to the armor, Ashes to Assets, gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. Again, speaks for itself. Strand Siphon and Void Siphon, so Rapid Strand Weapon Final Blows and Rapid Void Weapon Final Blows both create Orbs of Power. So no matter what weapon we use, whether it's one Strand or the other Strand weapon or my Void weapon, every weapon I use is going to create Orbs of Power. Then when it comes to my arms, we have Firepower. Your Grenade Final Blows create Orbs of Power. So again, we're generating more orbs. Grenade Kickstart, when your grenade energy is fully expended, you gain grenade energy. And then Fastball. This increases the grenade throw distance, and to be honest, I could have just used Void Loader, but I just figured, I'll just try something new, because if I would have used Void Loader, it would have been like the third day in a row that I used it, but it is helpful when it comes to using it on the bow. So there's that. For my chest piece, Gerfalcon's the exotic, and this has the perk See Me, Feel Me. After being invisible, your void weapons gain volatile rounds. Finishers, while invisible, grant bonus damage for all weapons and a reserve overshield for allies. And this is very helpful because this can save you in situations where you're one shot, or you're getting swarmed by ads. You go invisible, come out of being invisible, you have volatile rounds, and especially using Le Monarch, this can help you clear out the room. The first room, I cleared it in under a minute just because of Gerfalcons with Le Monarch, and you'll see that in the gameplay. But again, pretty useful exotic. I highly recommend getting a good roll and just keeping it, especially if you're a hunter main. But we're using Charged Up. This increases the maximum number of stacks of armor charge you can carry by 1. And then we have we have 1 arc damage resistance and 1 solar damage resistance. So the thing with this is solar damage is increased in this lost sector, but it's also a fallen lost sector, and there's void damage here, there's arc, and there's solar damage. So there's pretty much every element here that you can take damage from. Void not so much, just because their servitors are the only ones that do void damage, and it's only like 4, I would say, that pop up. Solar is mainly from the champion, or not the champion, the Overload champion, the boss, and I think the Shanks do solar damage. And then the arc damage is just every other fallen enemy. So I highly recommend at least running 2. If you don't want to run the solar resistance, you can run 2 arc resistance. Or if you don't feel like running arc resistance, you could put 2 solar resistance. Whatever you do is up to you. But I recommend just having 1 of each. As you can see, 1 arc resistant and 1 solar resistant. The boss damage is increased because of the solar damage. So that's why I have solar on. And then, like I said, because it's a fallen lost sector, all of them are using arc damage, so I put that on. You're going to see in the gameplay too that the solar damage from the boss is a lot of damage, even with 1 solar resistant mod on. So just, prepare as you will, but I highly recommend just having 1 arc and 1 solar damage resistance. Then in terms of my leg armor, We have Better Already, which is your health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an Orb of Power. Again, really useful because we're always generating orbs. We pick up orbs, it's going to heal us, and we're getting more benefits on top of that. Then we have Strand Weapon Surge and Void Weapon Surge. So what this allows us to do is when we pick up Orbs of Power and we get that armor charge, it is going to give us increased weapon damage for Strand Weapons and Void Weapons. So as you can see, one Strand Weapon, our second Strand Weapon, and then a Void Weapon. So every weapon we have will take advantage of that, whether it's doing damage for the boss with armor charges on, then you're doing increased damage with your heavy, or if you're killing ads or majors, whatever, it's going to help do more damage because of the Monarch. So that's why I got those on. And then for my cloak, time dilation, I got 2 of them, and this is your decaying armor charge, has a longer duration. That way we can just pretty much squeeze every bit of time we can out of these armor charges before they go away. And then Bomber, which reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability. So that's everything I got there. Here's my artifact. I highly recommend getting Anti-Barrier Auto Rifle so you can make this work. Then authorized mods Void with Onto the Breach, Protective Breach, Counter Charge, and that's pretty much really all you need. You can do other things here, like if you want to do some melee stuff, you could get authorized mods melee, but just, you know, look at your options. If you can get Supernova, go ahead and do that. But obviously I don't have enough XP for my artifact to do that. But the ones we have active here obviously are authorized mods Void, because this decreases the amount of energy it costs to get Void things. So this might cost 3 energy or something, but now it costs 1. Same thing for Void Loader, same thing for Void Weapon Surge. So keep that in mind when it comes to putting these together. And yeah, like I said, Unto the Breach, Protective Breach, and Counter Charge. I'm not sure if I just mentioned that, whether or not, but this one is an important one as well. So that is going to do it for the build. And now we're going to head straight into the gameplay. And so as you can see, we just spawned in, and right off the bat, this is another one of those lost sectors where you're basically playing survival at the start. You're going to have a room filled with AI. Throw a nade there, deal with these enemies. God, dude, I can't stand that. Let's get this over with. Boom. You can see, got that done in under a minute, so that's pretty cool. Pick up those orbs. Now, right here on the left, enemies are going to spawn, and right here on the right, so you can see I'm going to throw this. They're going to spawn. Okay, I'm going to miss my shots. Kill these guys. Go invisible. Now, once you kill one of these drags, you're going to notice... Yep, right here, these guys are going to spawn from the cave. So keep that in mind right there. You instantly just kill a group of ads before they even spawn. Just pick up that orb. Now at one point we're going to have a barrier champion, so prepare yourself for that. I recommend getting rid of these vandals because they're super annoying. They're like the worst enemy type in the game. Actually, I'm not going to say that because Vex have those wyverns and they're super annoying. See, we have nothing but barrier champion making red hellfires immune. Go invisible real quick. Go up here. You can see I'm at the tether. And there's only one guy left anyway, and it's the servitor. Pick up these breaches. I already have my ability. We're gonna run over here. I'm not gonna lie, for a 3-minute run right now, this is not bad. Just keep stunning this champion. I could use my heavy to make it a little faster, but I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep stunning them. Get a finisher, boom. On your right here, as soon as you move up, they're gonna spawn more ads. Just get rid of these to make it easier. So we got our armor charges. Now we're gonna have another overload champion. Get rid of this guy. This guy's actually just walking away from me. Alright, only these ads just weren't so annoying. There we go. That's not what I wanted to do. Still got orbs though. Looks like I ended up hitting one of them. And again, I'm just killing ads until the lights turn red and the boss spawns. Now once you get the shank, I think, yeah, that's the last one. And the lights are gonna turn red and spooky. The boss is gonna spawn. To be honest, I'm just gonna tether down there. Alright, since he's getting a little close, I'm gonna rotate to this side. Alright, then we got a servitor. And I recommend staying far away from the boss, because as you can see from a distance, alright, he's still doing damage, but you can see how his little 3-round solar weapon, when you're farther away, it's kind of hard for him to hit his shots, basically, because of the distance. But if you get close to him, what's going to happen is it's very easy for him to hit you. So what's going to happen is those shots are going to be on point. I'm going invisible here. Pick this up. Then I'm going to run over here. That way when ads spawn, I'm not right next to them. But now he's just in a really bad spot and he's teleporting, so I completely wasted that. Great. Yeah, as you can see, when he gets close, he starts doing a lot of damage. So I'm gonna run away. Just keep doing some damage. You can see more ads are gonna start spawning. And he's gonna start rotating this way. At one point, a barrier champion is also gonna spawn, so try to prepare yourself for that. see I have another super already. I'm gonna use this one once I see that barrier champion. So once you deal with the barrier champion, then you can pretty much just kill the boss and fully be done with the lost sector. There you can see the barrier champion on my right. Go invisible and just get out of here. So I almost died right there. I'm gonna tether. Stun the champion, use my heavy. Now that we've gotten rid of the champion, we're pretty much smooth sailing. I do want to pick that up. Oh, but he's just watching. I need to go invisible. I'm gonna do that. Grab that. And just back up slowly. Get this guy out of my way. So he's almost dead. But that solar damage that he does packs a punch. Now, also, watch out for these explosive shanks. I can't tell you how many times I've completed the lost sector and I'm like, yes, I'm done. Thank God it's over. And then these things just push me and I end up dying. So, destroy those. That's why I stood here from a distance. I know you're probably watching this. You're like, yo, why is this guy so scared to push? There's a whole lot of reasons to be like, you see, how did this guy even get close? Not, bro, hate the lost sector. I'll just say it right there. Not a fan of this lost sector. I'm gonna back up because I don't want to die here. I've made it so far. And there we go. Let's get rid of this donut here. Unless he's gonna despawn. Yeah, okay. And a 10-minute run. No exotic. This game can go kick rocks, to be honest. That was definitely not worth it. That's 9 minutes of my life that I'm never gonna get back. But all champions were defeated. 10-minute, 6-second run. Like, comment, subscribe. I was gonna say drop a follow on Twitch, but I'm probably gonna start streaming on YouTube. So that's gonna do it for the video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.